All right, thank you for joining. Today we'll take a look at Cardano, ADA, USDT on the Binance chart. And right now we are starting off on the monthly profile time frame. What can we see from what we're looking at right now? We had a very massive impulse in November, so did every other altcoin. We've sold off quite a bit here, found some support, and it looks like we are now potentially one-time framing on the monthly to the upside. So what I can notice is this was clear supply and demand resistance flip, right? That was your resistance, price impulsed above it, came back down, tested it, one, two, third time, a lot of volume came in to break through. And we haven't had a monthly close above, looks like here, 75 cents, 81 cents in a very long time. Let me see something here. What else is going on here? Okay. So I wouldn't really be too bullish on Cardano until we can reclaim this 81 cent level. We also had another resistance coming in here. So we pretty much have our ranges, right? So it's always good to look at price in terms of range trading, level to level. So at the moment, as you can see, if we go down to the weekly time frame here, this is clearly a range. Price broke out, tested this range high, came back down, broke below the range. And even last week, as you can see, we never closed above this high, right? So clear resistance. We need a weekly close, a few daily candle closes above this level to then start to target, looks like $1.25 range, right? Pretty big volume that came in last week though. So let me go ahead and see something here. This is also very local support. Let's go down to the daily. As you can see, local support came back, tested it, and looks like this is where we are finding a nice little bounce, right? We can also go ahead and take a look at the monthly profile from last month just to see what price has been doing for the most part. Massive volume above, point of control sits at around 62 cents. Will we see 62 cents again? Maybe, maybe not. Excuse me. But it's always good to pretty much to zoom out, right? You don't want to go too far in because you want to see the overall context. Nice impulse to the upside. Downtrend, we have a local uptrend happening here, right? So you do see this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, possibly another higher low to target the upside. So I'm sure we're going to get a lot of aggressive people coming into long here, which may not be a bad idea. If we zoom in, maybe that's the low that then impulses you up to $1.25, right? Up here, kind of like what happened down here. Maybe that is the low. But for me right now, I'm looking at this as a very interesting area. Let's go ahead and see if we have any other confluences lining up. There you go. Tested the golden pocket. Let's look at some anchored VWAPs here. So not that one. And I'm sure this is going to be over. Now this anchored VWAP pretty much lines up with .75786 golden pocket, which is very interesting. So yeah, this is definitely another area just to consider taking another long if price was to come down again. Or you can possibly long, from here, since there is also a local SR flip, but you'd also want to make sure that you're using proper risk management, right? So if you were to long here, let's just say, because we're not really sure what could ever happen, you want to put your stop loss maybe below here, about 3% away. Manage your account size that you're going to trade with. Target these highs over here, possibly these highs, right? And then you're looking at a 4-to-1, 4.5-to-1 risk reward ratio, which is not too bad at all. So not a bad area, in my opinion. Pretty nice setup. The next best one would be down here, lining up with the anchored VWAP. You also have a supply and demand zone right here as well, right? Lining up with the 0.75 and 786 level, so another very interesting area to look for. So if we don't hold this level, I'd expect price to come down and make its way a little bit higher, right? So two levels I'm watching: 72 cents, retest for a long, sweep the lows, impulse higher, or we come down to the 70 cents, which is a psychological level as well, which is a pretty nice confluence area to then go long on Cardano. Now, worst case scenario is we come down and we test these lows at around 52 cents, 50 cents, another psychological level, right? I'm sure there's a lot of buy orders down here. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. But for right now, very nice bullish market structure. I am expecting higher until we get a market structure change with a lower low, lower high. Still pretty bullish, right? So once we get that market structure change, then I'll be looking to target these lows or waiting for price to come down to the 50-cent area to then aim higher, right? But for right now, it is holding. It is at a support zone. There's no reason to rush into a trade. As you can see as well, local SR zone right here, right? Supply demand zone. So price can definitely bounce from here. With Bitcoin looking pretty bullish, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, keep an eye out for 70 cents if this level fails. Not a bad idea, in my opinion. Not financial advice to possibly enter in here if looking to be a little bit more aggressive. It's still not too aggressive as long as you manage your risks. That's what's most important. And then if all else fails, I wouldn't be looking to long Cardano again until it's around 50 cents, that psychological level. And I think that's where we got I see that's where we got the last bounce from, pretty much exactly 50 cents. And then the next resistance, where price is going to have a hard time trying to get above is $1.25, as we can see here. If we do get above that, then the next target would be right around this area, pretty much $2. Excuse me. Which is also, look at that, another psychological level, right? So these psychological numbers where people target $2, $1.50, $1.25, $1.75, as you can see here, right? $1.75, resistance, support, psychological numbers and levels are very key in trading. I could actually go ahead and remove this one for now. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. And as you can see, also another range here, right? So if we close this, we already closed one daily candle below. If we close another one, not looking too good. We might rotate all the way down to 70 cents. Maybe even retest the point of control of last month, which may even line up with a golden pocket at that level too as well. Close to it, so maybe the value area low. So a couple areas to really think about entering along. And from down there, you're looking at 100% gain to the upside. So anything is possible. Just manage your risk. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. and leave a comment below if any project you'd like to see me chart, and I'll do my best to get around to that in a timely fashion. Take care and goodbye.